Hi, this is John Harmon, athletic trainer at Dickinson High School. I'm with Imelda Garcia, athletic trainer at Texas Tech University, and we're here to discuss how the move forward with the CATI accredited MAT programs nationwide are going to affect both Texas Tech and how you envision they could affect LAT programs in the state of Texas and high schools in the state of Texas. Currently, you all have an undergrad program in athletic training.
Yes, correct.
And you all also have an MAT program currently in place?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. And do you all envision maintaining both of those throughout the duration of the undergrad program?
Yes, I believe that there's a lot of value in the undergrad program. Our undergrad program is an internship, so we're not CATI affiliated and approved by the BOC, but obviously, in the state of Texas, you need that LAT licensure. And so our program prepares those students to sit for their licensure exam in Texas.
And do you somewhat use this undergrad LAT internship as a feeder program for your MAT program?
Yes, actually, we have an understanding through our MAT program that our top students will go and have a direct line into that MAT program if they desire to stay at Tech and get their MAT here.
So Texas Tech's plan currently, if I can kind of put words in your mouth, is to maintain the undergrad LAT program, so to continue to recruit high school student athletic trainers for that program, and then of course as we move out of the undergrad CATI accredited programs nationally, continue with the MAT program.
Absolutely, yes. That is the current plan. There's a lot of value in the internship program, like I said, having that hands-on experience. So that brings a lot of students, to our program, because immediately as freshmen they get to work with a sport team. So I think that's something that's very interesting for them. They get interested in that as a freshman they can come in, get hands-on experience, work with a sport team at Tech, and then, if they desire to get that master's, they can go into the master's program at Tech, barring that they do a good job with their grades and things like that, if there's obviously, a criteria to get into that program.
Absolutely. There's still lots of us that, myself included, that went through that undergraduate internship program through the NATA.
Right.
And there was always the differing points of view. Internships give you more of the hands-on experience, whereas the accredited programs give you more of the book learning side.
Mm-hmm.
I was fortunate in where I went to undergrad that it was kind of a good marriage of the two. Our head athletic trainer really pushed for the clinical side, more of the education-based side of our undergrad. So it sounds like you all are kind of doing the same. You all have the perfect marriage of the undergrad LAT internship and then the master's program. How do you envision, could you envision a scenario where the LAT program, the internship program in the state of Texas for a lot of these colleges, big and small, would vanish, would go away?
No, actually, like I said, I think the internship program brings a lot of value because of the hands-on. There's those rumors and talk about, that sort of thing happening. In the state of Texas, we do have that licensure, and our program prepares you for that licensure. And we have the academics in place that, or the requirements that the Texas licensure, the things that Texas requires, we have those classes in place. So there are some academics still there. I don't see it vanishing. I think the trend, or what could be the trend, is maybe our undergraduate program turning into a program where you can start in undergrad and feed into our master's program, sort of like we do now. I think there are some schools that utilize that and do sort of like a 5-year master's, or go through 3 or 4 years undergrad and then 1 year of master's, having that continued education. So I know that there are a couple of programs out there that do that. So I think you can, that's something we'd probably work towards if that is the case, where they think that that's going to vanish. I don't see that happening, but at the same time, I think there are answers to that sort of a trend happening where we if the basic education will become a master's, then we can maybe offer that sort of 5-year master's type program. That's something that we've mentioned to our MAT people. That's something that I think that could be the trend of the future, is doing your undergrad and master's in like a 5-year period or a shortened period.
One of those kind of I've heard it described as a 3-2 plan or
Right,
something.
yes,
The
yes.
three, the combined
Yeah.
masters in 5 years.
Right.
And that very well could be a trend that a lot of schools look to pursue.
Yeah.
Junior colleges obviously are still going to rely heavily on, of course, they can't get you to the LAT program, but junior colleges are still going to rely heavily on student athletic trainer help. And then maybe try to feed on. Do you all accept any junior college transfers, or is it tough?
No, we do accept junior college transfers, so they have hours there, and they can finish their hours with us, and then again finish with their eligibility to take licensure exam, and again go on to the master's program if that's what they desire. So we do accept those junior college transfers. They've always seemed to be very good students for us.
So the big thing I'm seeing is that kids student trainers at the high school level need to kind of identify currently what work setting it is that they're really looking to practice in. If they're looking to practice at the college level or the professional level, maybe they need to pursue one of those 3-2 programs or an undergrad in something,
Right.
maybe even a LAT program, and then go on to an MAT program.
Right. And as along those lines, we don't necessarily say that you have to become an athletic trainer to be in our athletic training program. But it is a tool that they can utilize to gain some practical experience, something that might look good in a med school application or a PT school application. So our students are really a combination of kids who want to become PAs, PTs, athletic trainers, go into nursing school or med school. So our program, I feel like provides good practical experience for all those allied health professions.
And that's a real trend lately, is for people to do the undergrad in athletic training or sports medicine of some sorts, and leverage that on into PT or PA or medical school or whatever. And barring something negative happening, they don't get into med school or whatever, they can always, and I hate to say it like this, I'm going to upset people by saying it, they can always have athletic training to fall back on.
Uh-huh.
They always have a licensure that they can use to practice, or
Right.
they can use that to help themselves in all their free time in medical school,
Right.
practice some athletic training and pick up a little extra money from time to time.
Yes.
Do you have any advice for any high school kids that are currently in their athletic training program looking to decide what they want to do? Which direction they'd like to go?
Yeah. Advice, number one thing is make sure you enjoy what you're doing. Whether you're an athletic trainer or, again, they probably don't have any other exposure to other things at this point. But the second thing is get good grades. That's the number one thing. We look at the grades, their GPA, because no matter what you go into, whether it's a master's program, PT school, medical school, those grades are going to be very important for those students to be able to get into those programs.
Very good. Well, thank you, Imelda, for speaking with us. It's been a pleasure. Sorry to put you on the spot
That's
to bring you
okay.
here in front
No
of the camera, but
problem. That was good.
I think both of us handled this awesome. So big props to us. And like us on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, #GHATS 2016. I'm social media, so I'm always pushing that kind of stuff. So thank you again for speaking with us, and go Tech.
Thanks. Good tech. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to meet you.